this is Mike with Pocono Update. I'm sitting here with Danny Marvin, local author, and we're here today discussing his latest book, Dirty Mary. So, Danny, what was the inspiration behind Dirty Mary?
Well, what it started off is my son. He unfortunately committed suicide at an early age and fell madly in love with a girl who had dissociative identity disorder. I remember, sitting at the grave, teared up, and I thought, you know what, I just can't let that die. I have to do something to make sure his story is told. He loves this girl. As you can see, she had all different personalities. She had the Dirty Mary personality. She had the savage personality. She had a sweet Mary. And then, herself, the sophisticated Mary. And I don't blame her. A lot of people think, was she the catalyst that produced the suicide? No, I don't, because she was abused. She was abused at an early age, and unfortunately, post-traumatic stress does a number on people. So that's what happened with her.
I would say writing this book must have been a therapeutic experience for you. What were some of the notes that you want to touch on, as far as touching on Mary's past, anything that has happened?
Yeah, what I'd like to touch on, psychiatry. To me, it's got to be more therapy. It just cannot be the pill pusher. And unfortunately, with her and other people that I'm a teacher, so I speak to a lot of different people. And almost every time I hear a story, it's 15 minutes. They go up in, they talk. How's everything going? Okay. They don't elaborate. Okay, how you feeling on this medicine? Oh, good. Okay, well, I'll see you next visit. And that's it. There's no cognitive therapy. There's no aromatherapy, exercise therapy. There's nothing like that. There's no... The point of view is so skewed because a psychiatrist looks at his point of view and doesn't really take into view what the person's going through. You gotta unlock the secrets of why they are who they are, and that's my reason for touching on some different things. And this is my son in the back part of the book, carrying her again to the hospital, and again, it just really would have worked out so much better if we would have had a psychiatrist that was able to treat her.
Right, now, just to clarify, the book is fiction, but it's loosely based off of the...
It's actually almost all true.
Really?
Yeah, it really is. Well, and it's good you should say that, because most people really go, how could this all happen? How could this all happen? It did. It did. I mean, there's some embellishment, because when I talked to my son Josh, who's all in the book, he said, hey, this is what happened. This is what happened, when she got into an altercation with this person, and this is what happened. So I have to go and read between the lines like this, and then fill out what spaces are there.
Absolutely. Now, what should people know before diving into Dirty Mary?
What they should know is this: that nobody wants to have mental illness. Nobody wants to go and be born or have post-traumatic stress or depression. And the thing about it is, there's ways of not tricking the brain, but there are ways that you can actually go and adjust to it. Speaking to a person. Again, cognitive therapy really works. Speaking to a person, finding out what's right, what's wrong, really helps out a lot. But I'm not saying that therapy is a do-all. There's some people that need medicine. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But most cases, you gotta have somebody you can entrust to, somebody you can really speak to, and they have your best interest at heart.
Absolutely. Like you were touching on before, a lot of these psychiatry offices are just revolving doors. They just want to get people in here, give them pills, milk them for all their money.
They go on a lot of conventions, Mike, a lot of conventions. And I just got to interrupt right now. I got to discuss today, this is my favorite student. My favorite student of all time. I absolutely love this kid.
Love you too, Ms. Marvin. I appreciate you coming out here.
And like I said, I hope people, and one thing I want you to know, this is non-profit. Neither one of these books is I make profit. I might have to charge 10 cents because this is what Amazon, and I love Amazon's way of selling their book. But, they helped me out a lot, Amazon. And, KDP did a lot. This has 115 stars, 5 stars. And the other one has a lot of stars. So, I really enjoyed writing. I really did.
Now, without getting into spoilers, the book deals with the topic of suicide. Is there anything that we can touch on that?
Sure. In the beginning, her biological mother, very abused, and she does commit suicide in the first chapter. And my son, as I said before, November 30th, 2011, he committed suicide. And the thing about it, what I really want people to know is, please, if you know somebody that is depressed, somebody that's not doing well, It's communication. My wife and I had no idea that our beloved son was going to commit suicide. He was a decorated police officer. He had just saved quite a few people. There were so many things that he did that was amazing. He was a beautiful man, 6'4", 240 pounds. It's just wonderful. But he shared it. He shared it with a lot of his friends that later on told me about this. And had they told me earlier, I could have done something, But again, it was failed relationship with her. Personalities, when you have dissociative identity disorders, when you have different personalities, and what you try to do is you try to combat any situation by going into a one personality. Again, the Dirty Mary was her abuse. She thought that she had to be a seductress. Savage Mary, she had to fight. Sweet Mary, that's before she was, sexually abused. So she was able to go and go back to that persona. And then her real world, she wanted to be an English teacher. She, very, very smart, very well read. But again, if you know of anybody who's depressed, reach out to them, talk to them. My wife is the strongest person I've ever met. For her to go through this, she found my son the next day after he did himself in. And, it's a scar that never heals, never heals.
Yeah. And one more thing, this is a heavy topic. To anyone that has a wound like that, that may still be bleeding on others, loved ones, that they just can't quite overcome it, what advice could you offer them?
Well, as far as my wife, she does therapy. She exercises. We have grandchildren. I have 5 kids, and my one son's in heaven, so I still say 5 kids. And it was amazing. I almost forgot. There's that butterfly right there, that orange butterfly. You see that? Every day my wife sees that. That's Josh. Well, I wish we could catch that on film, but I don't think it's going to come over here. That's amazing. But what she was able to do, she did therapy. She reached out to other people. She helped other people. She took care of the granddaughters, helping with my kids, doing all those things. Putting herself last and putting everybody first is her therapy, and that's what worked for her. And there's so many things. I mean, like I said before, there it is. Oh, I hope that gets caught on film. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, we see cardinals. We see. Today I saw 5 white butterflies, and of course I saw the orange thing, and that orange butterfly, and that's my son. And if I just touch on this book, This is about Mary Vengeance. This is a book about, and the term is used. It's called autism, but it's not. It's really neurodivergent because these people are fascinating. Super intelligent. They have different personalities. They have different types of ideas. They might have some fears, but everybody does. But to me, they're leveled up. I mean, they're smart. And Preston Wilcott, this little guy right here, is a neurodivergent savant, one of the most intelligent people ever, and he's able to make a humanoid in his form. They go over and they rescue hostages. But without this intellect and him overcoming his fear of flying and his fear of quite a few different things, they wouldn't have been able to do this. But this is a futuristic book, American Vengeance. I'm proud of it as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for touching on that. Now, leading into this, is there any other things that you have in the works?
Yeah, I'm actually writing a book to switch novels into screenplays and screenplays into novels, so people can follow that guide, because both of these are screenplays. And this is sent out to a couple competitions now. If it wins, it wins. Great. If not, to me, this is life. This is that book's life. I look at it and I know that, hey, that's my son there. And when people read it and they say, people that know him, oh my gosh, I remember Josh. Or people that don't know. I had a lady in California, clinical psychologist, who said that was one of the best books she ever read. Who knew? Who knew? But I witnessed it firsthand, so I guess it was easy to relate to.
Absolutely, and clearly you've done a lot of research into it, and it really shows in the pages.
Yep. Thank you.
Danny, I appreciate your time. Thank
Appreciate
you.
You too.
Pleasure to see you.
Absolutely.
This has been Mike, and you have been updated.